Welcome back, everybody. It is Tuesday. It is April the 21st, 2026. It is another beautiful early spring day. I believe it's 82 degrees out today. Likely the first 80-degree temperature that we have seen in many, many months. And typical of Montana this time of year. I believe tomorrow we're going back down into the 60s. And I believe by Thursday, we're supposed to be back in the 40s. So we're just enjoying this brief little taste of what lies ahead. The UPS guy was wearing shorts today, and I laughed and said, enjoy. The shorts will be short-lived. Anyways, so we have another guitar here. I can say with fair confidence, not absolute, but fair confidence, that this will be the last of this iteration. This is a Rickenfaker. This is a 360. A guitar I've always been curious about. And let's see what they've given to me here. Because if they gave me what I think they did, then I'm going to be a nice guy. And it's funny, they're hiding this stuff now. So there must be things going on these days. Yes, I think so. I will give that back to you. Guy I just sold the guitar to. But they're hiding this stuff. Anyways, I have a 360F. I actually have two of them. I've got one for sale. Oh wow, this has got some heft to it. This is not a light guitar. The F is the fully hollow body, very light guitar. I'm surprised at how much this thing weighs. This thing weighs, feels like it weighs a good 8 pounds. It's a big guitar, but this is their model. Again, Rickenfaker always just had the most interesting design team, just very carefree and, yeah, let's just do this. There didn't seem to be a lot of, a very unconventional design department. Let's just do what feels good. And so you get these interesting designs. And one of the features about this particular one, and I'll show you in just a moment, once I remove it from its bag, is the curvature of the body on the front. One might expect, I don't know why one might expect, but one might expect that curvature would actually be on the back and that the flat would be on the front. But yeah, Rickenfaker decided to do it differently. So you can see that they have the curve on the body right there. I'm just doing a quick, because I have gotten a few of these with some breakage. Beautiful dark fingerboard. They did a really nice job on that. Knobs are all over the place. Okay, just initial impressions. Very nice. Fret-ins feel really nice. And I think everything is pretty much ball and fret these days. But yeah, it looks really sharp. So I'm just going to go plug it in and give it a whirl, because that at the end of the day, this may be a guitar that I file no complaints about. Again, it's a very, very interesting design. And yeah, but the only other, I'm certainly not going to get a Rickenfaker bass. I never really appreciated those. And the 330, which would be the other sort of version style of this, it has the two very extended horns. I never cared for that design at all. And this one, on the other hand, always sort of held an interest to me. So anyways, I'm going to go plug it in, take it for a whirl, and we will be back with some comments. Ooh, welcome back, everybody. Again, it is Tuesday. It's April the 21st, 2026, a lovely early spring afternoon. Again, I believe I mentioned earlier that I think we hit 82 degrees today, which is pretty notable considering I don't believe we've seen 80 degrees since maybe September, maybe early October. Anyways, so I played this guitar a little bit, and here's the lowdown. Overall, it's a very nice guitar. Keeping in mind that it cost $230. If this is a real Rickenfaker, we'd be in the $2,000, $2,500, $3,000. I'm not sure how much these go for. And of course, you'd be getting a much better guitar, handcrafted, with certainly the highest quality materials and you know, hardware and everything that one would expect for that price. So yeah, what you get here is clearly a replica, but it's a nice replica. This has the same exact problem as one, because I have two 360Fs at the moment, and one of them has this annoying freaking ground hum, and this guitar has the same exact thing. I'm not going to go into the details about it. When you're playing the guitar, you don't hear it. When you're touching the metal parts, you don't hear it. People online say that that's normal. That's what it's supposed to do. The problem I have with that is that 99% of my other guitars don't do that, including I have multiple Rickenbachers with the same exact pickups. Again, I have no idea. I think originally these were single coil pickups on a real Rickenbacker. From what I understand, these are just cheap, skinny dual coil pickups. Sometimes on a Fender guitar or other guitar single coil, if you go to the middle position, they cancel each other out. This does not do that. And again, it just doesn't make any sense. But again, so what it's worth, they're offering me a very modest partial refund. I have no idea if I'm going to accept it because I haven't spent any time with this guitar. I think I may end up keeping this guitar, but I'm not sure at the moment. I'm just not sure. So I told them I need to think about it. Yeah, don't rush me because I'm not sure what I'm going to do. And the thing that's been going on at Temu is that the sellers are all disappearing. So I couldn't contact the seller directly. I tried to, and it says the seller's unavailable. So you have to go straight through Temu. And they have just some commodulated computer. The computer spits back $23.57. And I'm like, where the hell did you get that number from? I mean, the bench rate. If I were to take this to someone who knew how to fix it, the bench rate is probably $40 just to walk in and set it down on their bench and say, begin the process. So if I can't live with that hum, which I'm not sure at this point whether I can or I can't, that amount of refund is just not going to cut it. So anyways, I'll be back in a day. I mean, I may decide to send this back because I have plenty of guitars. This doesn't do anything radically different. And I'm trying to sort of stay in that lane now. I'm trying to get guitars that are like somewhat different. And like I said, I have two 360s that by all accounts, the difference is this is a much more solid guitar. This is solid. So this is like a partial, you know, there's a big chunk of wood from like here all the way over to here. That's solid. Yeah, so they just hollowed out a little piece here, really, basically, is what they did. So this has a bit of a different tone to it, but for the most part, same pickup, same controls. The fretboard on this is incredibly nice. Wanted to make note of that. They could have done a better job. They got a little sloppy on side in the it's not an F hole, but whatever, this sound hole. It just sort of a little sleepy, but hey, they figured, hey, for $300, which is what this guitar supposedly lists for, for $240. Yeah, they figured you're getting what you get. Yeah, the nuts cut sort of weird. Yeah, it's not really that deep, but it seems to play okay. Anyways, these are all minor details, things that could be hashed out by a skilled guitar guy, which I'm not. So I can do the little things that I do, and I do those things, and yeah, hand the rest to someone else. But I'd rather not, because that sort of defeats the purpose of my love of cheap guitars. And this is playable out of the box. I mean, if I were to go play it somewhere, I could have. And that's saying a lot, given that these factory strings are probably the cheapest strings you can probably get. And I'm such a cheapskate, I'll probably leave them on for the next 5 years if I keep this guitar that long. So anyways, we will be back. I don't know if it'll be tonight, tomorrow. At some point in time, we will be back to have some more thoughts about this guitar. And again, this is a Censtar. And they did proudly put it on their truss rod cover, the Censtar. It's an interesting name. Anyway, so we'll be back with more thoughts on this guitar. Till then. Welcome back, everybody. It is tomorrow. No, actually it's today. But when we were last here, it was yesterday. So that means it's today. But from yesterday, it's tomorrow. Anyways, today is the 22nd, April the 22nd, 2026. It's a beautiful Wednesday afternoon. The warm weather has come and gone quite quickly. We have a cold front coming in. Supposed to get some rain tonight, which will be much needed because we are in the middle of quite a drought situation. Anyways, another guitar coming tomorrow, so I wanted to put a period at the end of the sentence. This guitar is really a very, very, very nice guitar. Has a lot of qualities about it. It's playable right out of the box. It does have a hum issue, which may or may not get solved for home play. Doesn't really matter. They sort of dropped the ball on a little QC on the inside of the whatever this. It's not an F hole, but other than that, they did a fantastic job on this guitar. The fit and the finish. The frets are polished and clean. The fret ends are smooth, ball end. I don't know if they're stainless steel. I don't care. I won't live long enough for it to make a difference for me. But just really nice. And so I have a few comments because I belong to the Rickenfaker forum. I have to laugh at how everyone is just so they find this just to be disgusting. When you're playing a guitar, you can't even see that. So I suggest that you just play your guitar and don't pay attention. I certainly wouldn't go out of my way. I love the look of the classic Rickenfaker tailpiece, but not for the money they want. And I had a friend who had, I'm not sure what the model was, but it was a 12-string, and it just let go one night in his case. And yeah, that was pretty messy. And apparently he's not the only person that's happened to. So for whatever you think of the original equipment, the OEM for Rickenfaker tailpieces, they shouldn't be breaking like that. I don't know if they're made out of cast or I have no idea. The other thing that people point out, and I had asked the question, are these humbuckers or are they single coil pickups? And of course everyone has a different answer. Oh, it's got 2 wires, it has to be single coil. Other people, oh, 2 wires doesn't mean anything. Some people, oh, mine's got 4 wires, so it's a humbucker. Apparently original Rickenfackers, these would be single coils. So I didn't get an absolute answer, but I really appreciated that a lot of people weighed in and gave their opinion of what their experience was. And of course people will tell you this doesn't sound anything like a Rickenfacker, but I would answer back that one of the best examples of a Rickenfacker sound would have been Roger McGuinn of the Byrds. And his was heavily affected. Yes, he had compression. I think he even had his custom made to have a built-in compressor. So the sound of any guitar is going to depend a lot on the player, on the guitar, on the amp, on the effects, when it's recorded, and that's how most people are hearing it. Live would be a different situation. The recording technique, the microphones, lots of stuff goes into making a guitar sound like a guitar. This guitar sounds fine. Whether or not it sounds like a Rickenfacker is open for discussion till the end of time, and let people waste their time discussing it. For me, I just enjoy this guitar. Has a unique sound to it, and again, it feels good. I really like the neck. This neck may be a little too thin for some people. Again, neck profile is just such a personal thing, and it's really one of the bigger make or breaks. I suppose you could get a piece of sandpaper or some kind of machine and custom make your neck, but that would be a lot of work for nothing. So it's just always good fortune when you pick up a guitar and the neck profile just fits. And these, all of my Rickenfakers, I enjoy the neck except for the 325, and it's just a little too small for me, which is why I'm selling it. But yeah, so if I can figure out in the coming days and weeks how to solve the mystery hum problem, because like I say, I've got multiple guitars with these pickups and this control setup and one other one It also happens to be a 360, but it's a 360F, and it has the identical hum issue, and apparently it's called, there's a term for it, a minor grounding issue. When you touch any part of the guitar, the noise goes completely away. So that tells me that it's properly grounded. The ground wire is going to the bridge or the tailpiece, because when you touch it, you're completing the circuit. But it shouldn't make a hum, because 3 of my other Rickenfaker guitars and 99% of my other guitars, which I've got P90s, I've got an SG Junior, which should be the rawest, noisiest thing on planet Earth, and it's very quiet. So I'm not sure what the problem is, but anyways, that'll be something to be potentially solved. And you know, as long as I keep my hand on the guitar, there's no hum, so it's just only irritating when I do that. And yeah, the neck has a little bit of forward bow, which again, I usually wait a week or so before I start messing with the guitar. It's been through multiple time zones and climate zones, and it's been on a ship, in a container, and in a warehouse, and it came from California. And so I like to just let the wood just sort of find its natural place in its new environment. And then I will whip off the old Censtar truss rod cover and make some adjustments, and I think it'll be fine. So anyways, thank you once again for joining me. This is, you know, if you're thinking about it, again, I don't recommend guitars because number one, quality control is the weak spot on most of these imports. And I might get a really good one and you might get a piece of junk, and I wouldn't want to be held accountable for recommending it. But if you were fortunate enough, and I have to say that my experience, I don't know if Censtar is actually a maker of guitars or if they're just another one of the million people who slaps their name on something. But I've had a few Censtar guitars and the quality has been really good. So perhaps that's an indicator of good things to come. Anyways, enjoy your afternoon, enjoy your evening. I will be back tomorrow. Tomorrow's guitar is just a repeat. It's the Firebird that I sent away for again. And I'm going to check on that output jack before I even look at it to make sure that there's enough of the lip sticking through that I can put some clear coat nail polish on it to just give it a bit of a grip so it doesn't come undone and fall apart and create the problem all over again. So anyways, we'll see you when we come back. Until then,